A new action plan to make fashion less environmentally damaging has been launched at London Fashion Week. DEFRA, the Department for the Environment, has joined ranks with more than 300 clothing retailers to make fashion more sustainable from its production to its disposal. But will the plan work? Howard Johnson has travelled to Uganda to see what impact British fashion is having beyond our shores.
It's London Fashion Week, but among the glitz and the glamour there's a serious message. Britain is in the grip of a throwaway clothes culture. The government says the country sends up to 2 million tonnes of textiles to landfill every year, a problem exacerbated by the rise of cheap high street fashion. It's using this year's event to urge retailers and consumers to do more to reuse their clothes. But will the message get through to die-hard shoppers? Shade is a 23-year-old personal assistant from London. She says that fashion is supposed to be throwaway.
I do buy a lot of high street brands and things like this, for example, I'll wear 5 or 6 times and either give it to the charity shop or put it in the recycling bin.
Shader's top now joins the 300,000 tonnes of textiles that are either reused or recycled every year. Now, to put that into perspective, that's the equivalent weight of 100,000 elephants. But what happens to people's unwanted clothes when they're put in recycling bins like this? LMB is London's biggest recycling depot. It buys 10,000 tonnes of discarded textiles from local authorities and charities every year. It says it's seen an increase in the quantity of non-recyclable fashion.
We're seeing a lot more synthetic products come through because obviously they're so much more durable in use. We're also getting an awful lot of products that, due to fast fashion, are simply discarded because they're out of fashion, they're no longer wanted. But something like this would be excellent for sale in Africa.
LMB says it exports 1 container of clothes every day to places like the Ugandan capital Kampala. The clothes are then taken to market, where they are sold alongside textiles from as far apart as America to South Korea. A top like Shader's sells for around £1, but unlike in Britain, it will be worn many times. Now, a small proportion of textiles end up on rubbish tips like this one. I've been here for just a few minutes and already I found a wholly synthetic top from a British high street retailer. Now, environmentalists say tops like this one could take many years to break down or might never decompose at all.
They would affect the natural system of the soil or the characteristics of the soil, which could be biological, physical, but also particularly the water flow in the soil, resulting in erosion but also flooding in the lower plains.
From the rubbish dumps of Kampala to the catwalks of London, the impact of fashion is wide and deep. But for the government's initiative to be successful, it will have to convince shopaholics that it's more important to reuse clothes than to stay abreast of fashion. Howard Johnson, BBC News.
Weeks after its